Now, to wrap up our lesson, we'll go back to our concept map. Now, remember we started our lesson by looking into the forms of now investment. Remember, we have 4 forms of investment. Then we looked into our types of shares, and we have 4 types of shares as well. Then we looked into the rights of ordinary and preference shareholders. Then we differentiated between ordinary and preference shares, then looked into types of preference shares. Then we looked into the meaning of dividends and capital gain, and further moved into differentiating between simple and compound interest, which helped us to understand how to calculate simple and compound interest. Then, new words and language for this lesson. As a recap, we looked into the term shares, which refers to now shares which gives investors an opportunity to obtain part ownership of a company. Then we have the term dividends to say when you invest in shares, your return will be shares. This is a sum of money paid regularly by a company to its shareholders from its profit. We consider it to be returns for investing in shares. Then we also have ordinary shares, which are shares which have no special feature, hence they don't come first, they don't begin. In a case of dividends, they don't come first. In a case of liquidation, they don't come first. Hence we say they have no special feature. Then we have preference shares, which refers to now shares which entitle the holder to a fixed dividend or payment of these dividends, and they take priority over that of the ordinary share dividends. Then we have redeemable. What do we mean by redeem? This refers to regaining possession of something in exchange for payment. Remember, we talked about redeemable shares, which are shares that the company will buy back after a certain period of time. Then we talked as well about the term convert, and also talked about convertible preference shares, which refers to shares that can be changed to ordinary, because now we can no longer say something, but we can say ordinary. Then we also had cumulative, which refers now to increase in quantity, to say now you also have cumulative preference shares, which are shares that can now increase in value, because now what happens is that when you were not paid these types of dividends from cumulative preference share, you know that they will accumulate and increase in value. Then common errors when you're looking into investment securities, particularly forms of investment, you'll be looking into the idea that many learners confuse investment opportunities with investment forms. Investment forms have impact, but with investment opportunities, we are talking about the meaning and the risk. Then, learners provide unclear sentences when responding to the impact of the forms of investment. And remember, we have 4 forms of investment. This is your RSA, shares, this is your fixed deposit, and unit trust. Then learners confuse types of shares with the types of preference shares, which is a problem again. So let us now make sure that we avoid those, and then use this now to exercise, use this challenging question. And the challenging question says, advise businesses on the positive impact of investing in shares. This is what you use to practice. So with that being said, thank you for watching our lesson, hoping we contributed more to your knowledge, especially when it comes to calculating, especially when it comes to investing. You should know that what is key is to become the investor, not the boss, because the boss will work, but the investor will make more than the boss. So with that being said, thank you for watching.